Yeah, what's up, people? It's your boy, Mr. Che. This is Sports Prediction Arena. As fans, I know that we are passionately and we are emotionally attached to our clubs, but sometimes we are too quick to judge. Enzo Maresca was merely appointed about a month ago, and he resumed his duty just last month. And apart from the players he already knew, like the likes of Palmer and Tosia Darabioya, all the players at Chelsea are unknown to him. He just get off from managing a team like Leicester in the championship where they won the championship to becoming a Chelsea manager. So this is an entirely new team for him. So he needs time to get acquainted to these players and also implement or introduce his policies to them. This is the essence of this very pre-season. A manager needs time to work with the players at his disposal. It is not a must-win game. It is a game to prepare tactically ahead of the competitive games that there is to come, both in the league and other competitions. So I am surprised that Chelsea fans or some Chelsea fans are already calling for Enzo Maresca's head following the loss against Celtic. But this is just the beginning. Enzo Maresca is inheriting a team that is left by Mauricio Pochettino. A lot of people are now judging Chelsea by the standard left by Pochettino, in the sense that during the ending of last season, Chelsea suddenly found their feet and began to win games. And they expected that form to be carried into the new era of Enzo Maresca. But we are too early to judge because this is just a pre-season. So you cannot judge a manager based on 2 pre-season games. He needs time to implement his policies. In fact, his time at Chelsea have not started counting until at least after his first game against Manchester City. I am not saying that Manchester City will be a determining factor whether Enzo Maresca is going to remain Chelsea manager or not. At least as a new manager, he has to play up to 10 games before it will be decided whether this manager is suitable to manage a team like Chelsea or not. So on the game last night, Chelsea defeated Club America 3-0. That was good to see, considering the kind of woeful defensive performances that Chelsea had to put out against Celtic. So to see them scoring 3 goals without conceding none is an encouraging sign. And I believe that most Chelsea fans, from the comments I've seen so far, are happy about that. But despite the result of yesterday, there are still worrying signs. First, in the defensive line, I think the likes of Badiashile is not up to Chelsea's standard. If we must win, we must get players that are consistent and that can always defend to the best of their abilities. Badiashile has no quality whatsoever to be in that Chelsea team. And that brings us back to the question why Chelsea would ever consider selling players like Chalobah and retaining Badiashile. Then on the second is Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling is another member of this team that should be given more, but he is given less. But nevertheless, I think Chelsea should still retain Sterling. I think his experience would, help to prepare these young players at the club ahead of the future. But in terms of his performances last season and when he joined Chelsea, he has not been living up to standard. But he's still a player that has to stick around in order to, continue to assist this team as little as he can. So Sterling, for me, should still remain a Chelsea player. Then the next is Modric. Modric was signed last 2 seasons from Shakhtar Donetsk. When we snatched this deal from Arsenal, every Chelsea fans were happy. because it's always good getting one over Arsenal. But that transfer has happened to be an absolute failure. Modric have not shown sign of improvement from last season. In fact, this is his second preseason at Chelsea. Yet, he doesn't seem to be cutting in at all. So, in my very own opinion, I think Chelsea need to do something about it, and very, very fast. Then the next is Armando Broja. Armando Broja was sent out on loan last season to Fulham. If Armando Broja cannot stand regularly at Fulham, I wonder what would possibly make anybody think that Armando Broja can start at Chelsea. That's an impossible task. Yesterday, he had an opportunity, at least, to prove to Chelsea fans that he still got it. And he wasted it, as usual. So this time around, there are no takers of him as far as the loan market is concerned. Talk more of those that are interested or that might be interested in taking him permanently. Chelsea has sent him to Fulham on loan so that he can, play regularly and possibly get a potential buyer for him. But that doesn't seem to be happening. But however you look at it, Broja is not destined to remain at Chelsea. He has to go. So those are the worrying concerns from last game's performance, and these need to be urgently addressed. Then on best players, people that performed wonderfully in that very game. At number 1 is Nkunku. Nkunku, since he came to Chelsea, he has always been injured. In fact, he hasn't really done anything at Chelsea. But what is not lacking is quality. Nkunku is a high quality player, and I can tell you for sure that if he had stayed fit last season, that Chelsea, there is no doubt that Chelsea would have easily broken into the top 4. And I believe if that had happened, Mauricio Pochettino would still remain Chelsea's manager. But thank God he is back, and all we pray for right now is for Nkunku to be fit. If Nkunku is fit, there is no doubting his quality. There is no doubting the fact that he is definitely going to compete for the EPL Golden Boot next season. Then on the other part is Guiu. Guiu is a player I like personally. Since that young man came in, he has impressed me with his aggressive pattern of play, the way he attacks the ball, the way he bullies the defenders is something that impressed me so much. And to have him on the score sheet against Club America is even something more encouraging. And I'm happy that Enzo Maresca has officially declared that this player is staying at Chelsea. That was an encouraging sign. This is the kind of player that when they start playing, they might end up becoming the bargain of the century. Chelsea signed him for just 6 million euros from FC Barcelona. Then on the other part is Lavia. Last season, a lot of Liverpool fans were mocking Chelsea because Lavia was on the verge of joining Liverpool before Chelsea signed him. In the same manner, Chelsea also snatched Caicedo from their noses. But Liverpool weren't a better team than Chelsea last season, but Chelsea only had few things missing from the team, and that was the likes of Lavia that was injured. Lavia, there is no doubt about his quality. He is a world-class player, and if he has stayed fit and become part of Chelsea's team, there is no doubt that Chelsea would have done better than they did last season. But we are all happy that he is finally back and he will become part of this team going forward. He managed to put in a very fantastic performance against Club America last night. Needless to say that he also performed wonderfully well even against Celtic and the Wrexham before that. So we are glad he is fit, and we pray he continues to stay fit ahead of the new season. Then Noni Madueke, like I reported earlier, I've always spoken about this player. Noni Madueke needs a little bit of consistency in his game, and his attitude of always trying to play the penalty should be curtailed. That was how he dragged a penalty with Cole Palmer last season. You need to play. You need to convince the fans that you are quality. You need to convince the fans that you can carry the team before you begin to talk about playing a penalty. He did something last night against Club America before Tosi Adarabioyo intervened. But apart from that, Noni Madueke is a promising young star. And I think Chelsea has taken the best decision by not signing Michael Olisa. Instead, they decided to stick with Noni Madueke. I think that decision is the best decision for the club. So Madueke stays at Chelsea and, let's hope he gives his best next season. Then the next is James. Reece James is one of the reasons why Chelsea performed inconsistently last season. Everybody knows Reece James. We all know the quality he possesses. He's a fantastic player. So when he's fit, he always carries this team. We are glad that he came back last season, towards the end of last season, and he has remained fit since then. We all pray that he stays fit going into the next season, because those are the players Chelsea will be counting on to be able to perform better and to deliver results this coming season. Mario Gusto is also available, so if Reece James goes out injured, then Mario Gusto will come in and replace him successfully. Then next is Kainan Dosbreho. If you watch the game yesterday, you'll find out exactly why Enzo Maresca had wanted this player. He provides final pass to the striker. You remember he created a chance for Guiu that he took with his left foot, but that didn't go in. Before he eventually cut from the corner angle for Guiu to head home. So Dosbreho is a kind of player that Chelsea lacked last season, providing that final touches, that final passes to the strikers, to his teammates to finish. A lot of people are debating about Kono Galaya. Say Kono Galaya is good. Kono Galaya is good. He has done his best for Chelsea. He's an aggressive player. But when it comes to creativity, he doesn't have it. Everybody that understands football understands this. The only reason we are protesting that he should stay is because he's from the Chelsea Academy and needs to be given chance. But if we manage to get 40 to 50 million for him from Atletico Madrid, because it appears that a deal has been agreed between Chelsea and Atletico Madrid, that will be perfect business for all parties. Then the next is Tosin Adarabioyo. Tosin Adarabioyo was signed for free after his contract elapsed at Fulham. He has continued to show his experience in this very pre-season. In fact, he was the player that intervened when Noni Madueke wanted to, fight for penalty last night. So it's a sign of leadership. He's here to help the team. So those are the players that I think that have done very, very well in terms of this pre-season. I sincerely hope others step up their game in order for Chelsea to build a very formidable team going forward. Then the last but not the least is Nicolas Jackson. Nicolas Jackson is definitely going to be an integral part of this team going forward. A lot of people are only looking at his misses, but if you take a closer look and critical analysis of his pattern of play, what he brings into the team and everything, you will understand how important Nicolas Jackson has been to Chelsea. You cannot rule him out. In fact, I am tipping Nicolas Jackson as one of the players to watch come next season. Remember that Chelsea signed this player for just 37 million euro from Villarreal, and he came at the age 22. Most players struggles in their first season in the EPL, but Jackson came in scoring 17 goals in all competition and providing about 6 to 7 assists. That is not a bad start for a player at 22. So what it means is that there is massive room for improvement for Nicolas Jackson. And like I have always said, Nicolas Jackson is a player to watch at Chelsea next season. That will be all for now. Thank you so very much for following Sports Prediction Arena. I will continue to bring you more.